The show is supported by you, our listeners, and by Mr. Charles Crouch. Thanks for joining us as a Patreon. More about that a little bit later. This is Cup of Go for August 19, 2025. We're running a little bit late here thanks to holidays, but that's okay. Stay up to date with the important happenings in the Go community in about 15 minutes per week. I am Jonathan Hall.
And I am Shai Ahmad. And summer vacation is over. I've done 2 theme parks in a row. And finally, kids are back to everything as it should be.
Nice.
I'm at the office. Kid is at the daycare.
Yeah.
Shareholder value is being created.
Nice.
Everything's great.
Today was my son's first day of preschool. He had a blast. He was so excited.
Yeah. All the parents out there know like what a great feeling this is, like coming home after a long hike, taking off your shoes. You just feel like,
And the other half of our audience is sitting there with they're like, I wish I had a girlfriend or something,
and or boyfriend.
Hang in there, you'll find someone eventually. Meanwhile, you can be excited. What's that?
And if not, we love you.
Yeah.
Not like that though.
Meanwhile, you can be excited that Go 1.25 is finally here.
Man, I'm so excited about it. They finally finished a quarter of Go 2.
That progress bar is just creeping along. It's at 25% now.
Yeah.
So we've already gone through some of the features in Go 1.25. We're not going to do a deep dive on that today.
I will say, again, if you're like a new listener or maybe you missed those episodes, there is one place to learn about it, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Anton's blog with the interactive. I knew
that's what you were going to say. Yeah.
The one official source for release notes as far as I'm concerned, because oh my God, are they great.
Yeah, the interactive release notes are nice because you can just play with the new features in your browser. We'll have a link to that in the show notes, of course.
Yeah, a highlight feature for us, we mentioned it, but it's like Go Max Prox, JSON V2, the new garbage collector T we mentioned, Weight Group Go, Flight Recorder, which I think is like the hidden highlight of this release, the Flight Recorder. I mean, it's going to be super awesome for people actually SREing things in prod. And, a whole synthetic time for testing, a whole suite of not like earth-breaking features, although they are breaking some things. We'll discuss a bit later on.
Yes.
But overall, a great release. And I feel like they didn't have any major surprises. It came out on time. Like, seems awesome. Other than the one thing we're going to talk about.
Yes. Yeah. So, nothing super earth shattering, but a nice incremental release, I would say.
Yeah. I feel like people who manage large test suites in Go super appreciate this one. Like the Flight Recorder for when it fails and synthetic time, and you can add attributes to tests. So I imagine like every test now you have a linter that forces every test to have an owner. And then like when it fails or flakes, you know who to tag. That's like something I had to tackle in the past. Seems super useful.
Well, let's move on. So you said something about something breaking. I don't know what you're talking about. What happened?
Well, the Cup of Go channel, it's a good place to plug it. Cup of Go channel on Slack used to be a place for, first of all, it was just us, right?
Yeah.
Then a couple of friends joined so it wouldn't be awkward. And as the years went by on the show, and it's years plural, which is crazy, some people post maybe links they want to see, or hey, can you interview this guy? Some people sometimes use it just for like random, I have a meetup, which is awesome. Most people are just lurkers. Sometimes someone drops like a design discussion. But this is a first where people said the tools package doesn't compile with the new version, right? And Andy, friend of the show, was like, your code will fail to comply with Go 125, which breaks a thing called the Go compatibility promise. What is that, Jonathan?
Yeah, so in a nutshell, the Go compatibility promise is that all versions of Go 1.x will not break your code. In other words, if you have some code that works on Go version, say 1.6, new upgrade to 1.7 or 1.12 or 1.99, it should still continue to work. That's the Go 1 compatibility promise. If they ever go to Go 1.2 and 75% of more versions, then that's off the table. They could break all your code. It could panic and crash and do everything. But until then, the promise is your code will continue to work.
And the notable exceptions you mentioned, one of them we covered on the show for almost like 18 months while it was rolling out. For example, the for loop thing, right?
Yeah. So in previous versions of Go, the for loop would reuse the same variable. In new versions of Go, it creates a new instance of the variable with all sorts of exceptions and ways to get around that if you need to. Far more intricate and detailed than we should get into in this show, but there are exceptions, but they're taken very seriously and very carefully.
Yeah, they're intentional and good, generally.
Yeah.
Looking at the comment from Rob Findlay here, just picking out, I picked out intentional and good on purpose, because one of his comments on the issue we're about to discuss is reopening because this is a bad unintentional breakage. So it's neither good or intentional. So what happened?
Yeah, so strictly speaking, it could be argued that this is not a violation of the Go 1 compatibility promise because it's a breakage in some unsafe code. And unsafe does not fall under the compatibility promise. However, in practice, it is a breaking change in the Xtools package. So Xtools used unsafe to work around some major performance problems. One of the packages that used this unsafe code, token internal, was intended only for Go Please. However, it got picked up by some other tools also, which are now broken.
And I mean, practically, I know it's X/something, and it's also under unsafe. So it follows the letter of the law, but not the spirit of the law. Everybody who's programming around it totally expected this to not change ever. And if at some point your compatibility promise says one thing, but there's a law, I don't remember what its name, but like an external behavior of a system, if enough people follow it, is the API of that system. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Forgot the name, but it's like if enough people think that, like, when you say 200, it means okay, then even if you overload 200 to put an error in it, it means okay, that sort of thing. So, if enough people look at Xtools and say, okay, this is the part of the Go standard library and it should follow the compatibility promise. I mean, I assume the community will be a bit more lenient for planned breakages, but not just like random breakages. And funnily enough, this was mostly reported on the channel.
Yeah.
On the Cup of Go Slack channel.
Yeah. So a big thanks to Rob Findlay, who was on the Go team apparently, and saw this discussion, and it piqued his interest because we're talking about things breaking in 1.25, which shouldn't happen. But they, he brought it back up. The issue had been discussed, like somebody had discovered the issue already, even during RC1. But it was figured, this is not part of the compatibility promise. We don't need to do this, but hadn't realized the full implications. So it has been reopened, and he summarizes the conclusions they've come to.
Yeah, you even there's even an analysis of like which versions it is broken and which versions it isn't broken. It's pretty cool. Like for versions of Xtools, so some of them broken, some of them are okay. I think it's going to be difficult to like actually fix, and I don't know. There are some fixes suggested, right? I'm looking at the issue. It's like 8 hours ago. And Findlay's looking for feedback. But one option is to tag the broken versions with fixes to limit the new versions created, retracting all the broken versions, and maybe include a fix in Go 125.1, which is not going to be expedited. So it's like only early September, although that's 2 weeks away. I mean,
yeah, early September isn't that far.
Yeah.
So yeah, the retraction would be for versions 0.8.0 through version 0.24.0. It's like a year and a half of releases that would be retracted. So yeah. Anyway, I have to say, although this is clearly an annoying bug for a large number of people, I feel good about the way the Go team has handled it. They could have been sticklers and said, no, we didn't break the rule of the law. We're not going to do anything about it. But I think they're doing the right thing and taking the time to decide what to do.
Yeah, and also thanks to them for lurking in the channel.
Yeah.
And, there are a few people pointing it out. Andy, of course, we mentioned. Vladislav Irmak. I love his Slack. I love your Slack thing, Vladislav. 11x engineer. That's just like 1x more than all other engineers. It's like, you remember that thing? Was it goes to 11. Yeah. Why not make 10 the loudest? No, this one goes to 11. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Spinal Tap. Have you watched that?
Oh, no, I've never seen that one.
If you can see, the numbers all go to 11. Look, right across the board. 11, 11,
and most of
11,
the
and then
amps go up to 10.
Exactly.
Does that mean it's louder? Is it any louder?
Well, it's one louder, isn't it?
Like a lot of people joining and chiming in on the thread. Very cool that it like happened in the channel. Jamie, of course. Josh. Like a few familiar, the usual suspects, and a few new people. And you know, the X packages are not under that promise, but it's very clearly a good move from the Go team's part to understand that this is like y'all messed up. By the way, the change itself is so like tiny and detailed. There's a struct called token file set, right? They changed its size so it's not padded anymore. It's like the tiniest detail. A tiny piece of gravel. Sometimes it's crazy to me that any software ever compiles like ever.
Yeah.
So cool stuff. New version, not without its hitches, but cool stuff. And honestly, most of it happened in the Cup of Go Slack channel, which is referenced in the issue itself. So I feel like we're very official.
Wow. Nice.
We need to wait until you see links to our Slack channel or episodes and like commit messages and source code.
Let's move on to another post from Anton.
Yeah, dude is prolific. So we'll include the Twitter link and the actual post link if you don't want to visit Twitter. But Anton has released a really good package. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of usage yet, so I don't know if it's actually good, but it seems to be super reasonable. Low-level building blocks for like idiomatic Go pipelines with channels and whatever. If you have to build stuff that's like concurrency focused, do you reach for specific packages? Do you only use like channels and standard library things?
No and no.
What do you mean?
I don't reach for specific packages, and I don't always use the standard library. I often write my own little thingies, and I don't always use channels. I often use range over func these days too.
So the tooling you have with, especially since range over func, is pretty good. Like you could spin those out, but how many times do you really want to implement like filter, map, reduce, drop, take nth, take while, first, chunk by? You know, I tell you what these flatten. This is one thing that like, okay, read slices from input channel and send them in order on the output channel, like flatten a bunch of channels. Something I've had to implement multiple times, right? You have like, you're reading from two places and you want to shove them into one. Super basic things.
Yeah. I just did that last week with an iterator. I had two iterators return the same type. I needed to read one then the other, and I did it myself. It was 10 lines of code or something, but it seems like the kind of thing I would expect to see in the ITER package.
And on the flip side, would you agree that a lot of these concurrent libraries, like concurrency libraries, are super opinionated? They like hide a lot of complexity from you.
I don't know if I have an opinion because I don't think I've ever used one, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's true.
So, I mean, there's a lot of these. Rill is a good example. You know, just tries to make things easy, but I think loses some of the simplicity. It's like very opinionated and hard to sort of control. So Anton just came up with a package with all these like super useful functions, like a tiny Swiss Army knife for things like deduplication, routing, batching, windowing, filtering, sampling, and just like the classic map filter reduce for working with channels. It already has 121 stars, although I'm one of them, so I don't know if you take it. But honestly, next time I need to do like some channel stuff in Go, I'll reach for that first.
Cool.
Yeah, the code itself looks pretty great too. I actually read the code. It's pretty simple, highly documented, which I liked, and uses, you know, like for each. Like if you read the code, it looks pretty good, to be honest.
Cool.
Only imports context, you know, so it doesn't introduce a lot of hidden things for you. So I recommend you check it out. I don't know if you have any channel work planned, but next time you do, check out this library. I think it's going to be useful.
All right, one last thing before we take a quick break here. GopherCon in New York City is coming up in just a couple of weeks, August 26th through 28th.
Are you going there or no?
I'm not going.
Seems like a serious lineup.
Yeah, I would love to go, but it's with small children.
Yeah.
It's not easy right now. It's not that time of it's not that season of my life.
Ooh, I like that. It's like it's a show. You know, Jonathan Hall, they really had it in season 3, but season 5, when he switched to Rust, it all broke down.
Yeah. Anyway, check out GopherCon in New York.
I want to highlight the August 25th has a Women Who Go meetup evening before I think the thing actually starts, which I think is super clever. It's like a pre-game. And it is included in your conference pass. So if you're going, and you have a ticket, you could go. And lots of people we know who have been on the show are going. Miki Tabeka is doing his Ultimate Go thing, famously known as Cup of Go's first interviewee, I think, right?
Yep.
Bill Kennedy, right? Also was on the show doing his Ultimate Software Design and Engineering, which I'm very interested in because I've been following him on social media. He's been doing a lot of like AI agent-based stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like he's really dipping his toes into that. Tiny Go hardware sessions, Meet the Go team. Seems awesome. I would wish to like mingle between them and see the faces behind the GitHub issues.
Mm-hmm.
Just looks really great. Honestly, if you can get your company to get you a ticket, go. It looks amazing. Tons of sessions and whatever. Filippo, the Go Cryptography State of the Union. I mean, and ending with AI and Go opportunities and challenges. I don't know. Looks awesome.
Cool.
Something for everyone. Let's head to a quick break with all this FOMO in our bellies.
As we mentioned at the top of the show, big thanks to Charles Crouch for joining us as a Patreon. If you would like to support the show financially to help us pay for editing and hosting, head over to cupago.dev. There's a Patreon link. There's also a link for swag. There's a link to all of our past episodes. There's a link to our Slack channel. I think we've already covered most of the bases just throughout the show today.
I guess honestly, the show is becoming more ingrained with the Go language itself. They are becoming one.
I think the only other thing we forgot to mention or haven't mentioned yet is to share with a friend or colleague and leave a rating and review. Smash that like button. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we would appreciate it. I haven't checked our numbers recently, but it's always fun when you all help out the show and have it reach other places and new people. And thanks again, Charles. We appreciate you.
Let's do a
Let's
lightning
jump
round.
to the lightning round.
Yes.
Lightning round. First up for the lightning round. It's a really small thing, but Postman? Do you use Postman, by the way?
Not really. No, I kind of hate it.
I don't love it, but they had a state of the API survey, which was, to me, it was super interesting. They asked about like API tooling. What do you use? What do you use it for? Governance, blah, blah, blah. And they didn't mention Princess Beef. It wasn't any of the options. So I felt like every other field I had to go like other. I just used Princess Beef things and link to Dave's thing, which we interviewed on the show.
Hi everyone, my name is Quobix, and I'm the founder of a company called Princess Beef Heavy Industries, or PB33F for short. It's shorter when you say it, versus typing out. Anyway,
it's kind of a hard to forget name, Princess Beef Heavy Industries.
But yeah, I filled out that survey honestly because I think it had a Kindle or iPad. Like if you fill it out, and or $100, and I got the $100 as well.
Oh, sweet!
So thanks, Postman. Like it's not sponsored, but you actually went out with a gift card. Yeah. Now I need something to buy that's $100 on Amazon. Maybe
I know you could get some cool
Adelina's
swag.
book 10 times or something.
So now I feel slightly bad since they just gave me money. I feel slightly bad about the hot take I was just going to offer.
Yeah, no, shoot.
But so my feeling about Postman is kind of like how I feel about GUI interfaces for Git. Like it just makes your life more difficult.
I think that I agree, but if you have to, if you have a workflow in your team where non-technical first people have to contribute to Git or have to, send an API request every now and then, especially in a fast, it's startup environment, which I'm more used to, where maybe you just don't have time to build the front end, but you want to see the feature working for tomorrow's demo. Having a Postman collection you can just give to your product manager or whatever usually works pretty well.
Yeah.
But
That's the
I also
context where
don't
I'm
love
using
it.
too.
I also don't love it.
And I say my hot take knowing that certain listeners love their GUI interfaces to get, but I don't understand you folks.
And maybe some
I'm
of
glad
our
you're
listeners
happy.
work for Postman. I don't know if they do go at Postman,
I
actually.
don't know. Anyway, I have a lightning round item too. I want to do a shout out to Outrig. Outrig is an open source observability tool for Go development. Provides real-time log search, Go routine monitoring, variable tracking, and runtime metrics to help you debug and understand your applications. GitHub.com/outrigdev/outrig. There's some cool animated stuff on the README that sort of gives you a sense of what it does. It's kind of like, I don't know, just the things I said, logging, metrics, and so on. The sort of stuff you build with your cloud provider, it provides you sort of all that in a box in your development environment.
Man, it looks awesome from the homepage.
Yeah.
Good homepage. It immediately screams like, "Oh, install this if you want hardcore runtime statistics and log searching and whatever."
It only supports macOS and Linux right now. So if you're a Windows user, sorry, but maybe it'll come in the future.
Yeah, maybe George can release it for you. Cool, man.
I think we're there. I think that's the end of our show. Yeah.
That's the end of the show. Thanks a lot, everybody, for listening. As mentioned, we're taking we delayed this episode a little bit, but we should record this Friday again. So everything should be back to normal.
See you in less than a week then. About
All right.
75% of the week. About the same distance between now and version 2 of Go.
From Go to, yeah, exactly. It's taken forever. All right. Program exited.